This outbreak started on the 1st of April 2026 when the MV Hondius departed from Ushuaia, Argentina, and was first picked up on the 11th of April after a Dutch passenger died on board from what was initially believed to be natural causes. It is believed this patient contracted the virus from rodent exposure during a hiking excursion in southern Patagonia before boarding the ship, although investigators have not yet confirmed the exact source of the infection. The ship left Ushuaia, Argentina on the 1st of April 2026, heading towards Antarctica via the Drake Passage, when patient A reportedly began developing flu-like symptoms on the 6th of April while still at sea. It then made its way to the South Georgia Islands, remaining in the surrounding area from the 4th to the 7th of April. The ship then continued towards its next scheduled stop at Tristan da Cunha. During this leg of the journey, the first passenger to develop symptoms dies on board, though at the time the death was believed to have been due to natural causes. The ship continued on to make its planned stop at Tristan da Cunha from the 13th to the 15th of April. The ship then continued north, arriving at St. Helena on the 24th of April. It was during this stop that the deceased passenger's remains were removed from the vessel, along with around 30 passengers, including the man's wife, who by this stage had also begun showing symptoms of illness. These other passengers were from a total of 12 other countries and had already made their way home before the virus had been identified and contact tracing began. The wife of the deceased passenger travelled from St. Helena to Johannesburg, South Africa. On the 25th of April, she boarded a flight from Johannesburg to Amsterdam, but was removed from the aircraft before takeoff after her condition rapidly deteriorated. She was admitted to a hospital in Johannesburg, where she died on the 26th of April, becoming the second fatality linked to the outbreak. During this time, the ship continues to make its way further north towards Ascension Island for the 27th of April. Here, another ill passenger is removed from the ship and flown to South Africa for hospital-level care, the third case in this outbreak. After this brief stop, the ship continues northward again towards Cape Verde. 6 days later, on the 2nd of May, a second passenger dies on board, becoming the fourth case and the third fatality of this outbreak. The following day, the 3rd of May, the ship arrives in Praia, Cape Verde, and strict isolation measures are implemented on board. And the next day, the 4th of May, health officials confirm the outbreak is for the Andes strain of Hantavirus. On the 6th of May, 3 individuals from the ship, including the ship's doctor, all showing symptoms, are evacuated to the Netherlands. Of these evacuees, a crew member and the ship's doctor test positive, becoming the 5th and 6th cases of the outbreak. It is around this time that one of the other passengers who earlier departed the ship in St. Helena and returned to Switzerland tested positive, becoming the 7th known case of this outbreak. Around the 8th of May, there is another suspected case, the 8th suspected or confirmed case, from a passenger who departed the ship on the island of Tristan da Cunha. The ship then leaves Cape Verde, heading for the Canary Islands. On the 10th of May, the ship arrives at the port of Granadilla in Tenerife. At this point, there are around 147 people on the ship, with around 88 of these being passengers. The beginning of repatriation flights begin from here, heading to many countries including Canada, the UK, Netherlands, Australia, France, and Spain, among others, with most of these passengers going into some level of isolation or quarantine process in their respective countries. On the 12th, a passenger in France develops symptoms and later tests positive. This is the 9th known case. Also on the 12th of May, one of the 14 repatriated Spanish passengers from the ship tests positive, becoming the 10th known or probable case of the outbreak. 27 crew members stay on board as the ship sails up towards Rotterdam between the 13th and 17th of May. On the 15th of May, one of the Canadian passengers tests positive, taking this outbreak up to 11 known and probable cases. On the 18th of May, the ship finally arrives and docks at the port of Rotterdam, and the remaining crew members disembark. On the 22nd of May, a passenger isolating in the Netherlands tests positive, taking us up to 12 cases. And then most recently, on the 25th of May, another passenger now isolating in Spain tests positive, which is the 13th case. And that brings us up to today, the 1st of June 2026, where the outbreak remains stable. with a total of 13 known probable and confirmed cases and 3 fatalities, and all these cases coming from staff and passengers from the MV Hondius.